Hi everyone, I'm online again today streaming, wanting to talk a bit more about Civilization 6 The Gathering Storm, and in particular today I want to talk about one of the features of the new expansion which I find really exciting. I mean, there are lots of exciting features that are in there that are talking about global warming, changes to the environment, consequences for political actions, as well as some new civilizations to be able to play with. But the feature I want to look at today is the one that I find to be most exciting, and it hasn't got anything to do with the actual gameplay, but the ability to be able to play as part of a community. So I'm going to switch across now to put the background behind me, and what we'll find here is, as I just modify this, you'll be able to see this is the beginning entry screen, and there's a little exclamation mark that I noticed there the other day and thought, oh, that's interesting, I'll follow that and have a look at it. You can see that just here, the exclamation mark in the multiplayer section. So normally in this section you'd have options to choose a single player game, different game options, to have a look at your highest scores in the Hall of Fame, to go a tutorial, to check your benchmark of your computer to make sure that its hardware is doing everything it should do, and if you're really keen to read about all the people who contributed to making Civilization 6, then you could read those credits. I'm going to go into multiplayer today, and in the multiplayer screen there was always an opportunity to play over the internet, to play as a local network or as a hot seat. The new option is actually one called Play by Cloud, and the Play by Cloud setting is one that actually allows you to play, as it says here, an asynchronous multiplayer game which will be stored on the cloud and shared with all players. Requires an active connection to Civilization servers. I'm going to click on that, and it explains to me that the Play by Cloud is asynchronous, which is fantastic for my never odd or even time-based discussion. It is not in time. That means that the players don't all have to be sitting down at the same time to play the game, which is quite a leap forward for Civ 6. Civilization games have been able to play multiplayer for quite some time, but this allows the players to come to it and make their moves and have their turn at a time of their choosing. It makes it a lot more like a play-by-mail kind of game. When I was much younger, before the internet and all of these kinds of things, I had quite a number of games with friends, and we used to put into our moves, whether they be chess games or Axis and Allies or other type games. We would write down our moves and send them in the post. That's right, we'd write it on a piece of paper, we'd put a stamp on our envelope and send it by mail. Now, this was quite exciting because you'd go to the mailbox and you'd go, oh, my moves are in. You'd get to see what was happening, work out your next strategy, post off your next one. It takes a lot longer, not as instant as our today's society expects or wants, but this Play by Cloud game does the same thing. It allows the players to take a few moments in each day or over a couple of days and work out which is the best move for them, and then submit that move. The players all have to try and take as much time as possible, as little time as possible to try and do this. Now, in the asynchronous multiplayer game, you'll receive notifications when it's your turn to play. You might see a Steam notification if you're playing through Steam, or there are other webhooks that send a generic message to say that it's ready. So you can also receive it via email or internet, or maybe even on your phone to say it's time. So what I'm going to do is put out a bit of a call, a shout out. I'll put this on Uniting Gamers. It'll also be on the Never Odd or Even page. If you're interested in joining me in an asynchronous game of Civilization 6 The Rising Storm, and of course you'll need to have the game and a computer that can run it, then please let me know, because I would really love to get this community together and have a bit of a game in an asynchronous way. and it'd be great to be able to post up onto both Uniting Gamers and Never Odd or Even how those games are going, and get some feedback. So if that's something that interests you, then please let me know. I would really love to have a team of 4 to 6 players who are working their way through this, and I'm hoping that this might be the first of many asynchronous type games that allow us to get into that play by mail style game that that I loved when I was in my early years of gaming. Technology meeting community. As always, if you're enjoying this, then please subscribe to Never Odd or Even on YouTube, or you can like us on Facebook and follow what's happening there and pick up the YouTube from there. And please comment. Really keen to see your comments and engage with you whilst you're out there looking at these things. Remember always, we're here to talk about sci-fi, games, time travel, whatever it is you want to talk about. So send us a message through the Facebook, and we can address that. All right, thanks. That's all I've got to say today. Check it out. Let me know if you're interested in playing along. Till next time, keep on gaming.